everyone, I'm Tiffany from Cards with Tiffany, and we're back with our third video now from our online workshop featuring the Mother's Day card making kit. If you haven't got the cutting guide, the file yet, how you can purchase it is down in the description below. Make sure you get it so that you can follow along with us. So we're on to our third card, and this is what our third card looks like. This is one that I've put together. So let's get right started. So we're going to start, as of course, with our embossing. So grab our piece of scrap paper that we have folded in half. And we're going to grab our piece of white daisy. And we're going to get everything ready. So we're going to be using our slate ink. Got my slate ink opened up. We're going to be using our blossom. Got the blossom. And our Versamark. Got our Versamark. Can't forget about our powder. And if you're using the pigment ink, you just need the pigment ink. You don't need the Versamark. So we're going to stamp the big thank you so much first. So, first we're going to use our little static bag. And all that does is it takes the static away, and so that the powder don't stick to where it don't need to stick. And I just buy that at one of the local crafting stores. So I got my thank you very much. We're going to put it in our Versamark first because that is what's going to be on top and stick. And then I'm going to do it in my slate. And the slate's going to be on the bottom, so that's going to stick directly to the paper, kind of like in between the Versamark and on our piece of cardstock. And make sure you ink it up nice and well, because if you don't, the color won't be as vibrant. And we're going to do that directly in the middle of our piece of cardstock. And lift it up. Perfect. And grabbing just the corners, we're taking our powder and down it goes. And I'm lightly just tapping that off. And all else we're going to do is just, like I call it, like the little corner or end of the word design. And we're going to do that in our blossom. So Versamark and into our blossom, and I'm going to do it up here over the thank you, and we're going to give it a quick clean since we're doing one down the bottom corner. Got my cleaner, give that a quick clean, and I got my scrubber, give that a quick scrub. And it's probably best if you just tab it off on the paper to the side. Back in our Versamark. And that way, look, no blossom in our Versamark. And our blossom, and then down here over the H. And then pick up the corners, and I'm just going to sprinkle. And we could have waited to the end to do all of it. You know, we are doing it rather quickly, so it won't hurt it. And I do where my finger was stuck there. There was some extra there, so I'm just kind of taking my finger, wiping it away. Okay, set that aside, and we're just going to do a quick cleanup. Move all of our ink pads out of our working space. And just quickly, oh no, I got some on the table there. We'll fix that in a second here. And into the jar it goes. And I'm just going to slide the piece of paper under the table here and just slide it in there. And where it's on the table, I'm making a bigger mess. There we go. And where it's just on the table, I'm just going to throw that little bit out just so that there's no dirt or nothing getting into it as well. So we're going to heat emboss it. I got my tool beside me, got my tweezers just to keep my fingers away. Best to heat it up a little before you come in contact with the paper. It just will melt it a lot faster and easier without trying to distort your paper as much. So I come in on a little bit of an angle, and I'm not swooshing it all around, just keep it in the same spot. And you're going to start to see it melting. And you can see the thanks. And I'm also going to come from the back too, And that just helps the paper from distorting as much, getting warped. So I come back to the front again. Oops. I got my fingers in there a little. And one more time from the back. It does melt it from the back as well. And there we go. And just give that a few seconds to dry, because where you do melting the ink, it is going to be slightly wet. And we just hold it up just to make sure that we got all of it done. And it looks like this top corner might not be done. So I'm just going to turn it on here again. My fingers are down here so they're far out of the way. There, I've seen that turn, so I know it's done. So next what we're going to do is we're going to take our journaling pen, get all of our journaling out of the way. And this time, the last two videos, we've done just straight lines. We're going to change it up and we're going to do some dots with our lines. So I'm going to start down here in the bottom. And I'm just going to make a line and a dot. Line, dot. And you can make the lines as far as you like, as long as you like. You can put the dots in the corners. That's up to you. Just go with the flow. That's all I'm doing. And connect. There we are. So we have that done. So now all I'm going to do is put that aside for now. And we're going to work and build up our card. So I got my card base here. We have our edge here where it's raised up, and we're going to fold. That's going to be on the inside of the card. Fold that in. And bring in our bone folder, and we're going to give that a nice crease. And I like to just crease both sides just to make sure. Got that. So now we're going to bring in our piece of our pink that's got the triangles on it, and we're going to attach that right in the middle. So I'm going to bring out my glue gun, because that's the adhesive I chose and like the best. Whoops. And we're just going to drop that down into the middle like that. I like to go and kind of line up one corner and slowly lay the rest down. And I'm not pushing too hard in case I don't like it. See, like that's kind of, I don't like that, so I just carefully peel it back up. And try that again. There. And then once I'm satisfied, I can push it down. And we're going to bring our journaling pen back in one more time, and we're going to do along the edge of the whole card. And this we're just going to do straight line. I find that this goes and gives it an extra border without us actually creating another border. Just like that. So next what we're going to need is we're just going to take our raspberry and we're going to attach that. So get my adhesive back up here. And if you notice, I like to put mine on all four sides. I just know then for sure that, ooh, it's squeaky, that it's not going to go nowhere. Tag those tags in. Same thing, kind of line it up down the one corner and put it down. And the reason I did that step next is because we're going to lay this in here, and we have another piece of the gray, and we're going to go and we're going to dovetail the end. So just slightly cut up the middle as far as you want, the simplest way. Then take corner up to where we've cut. And there we have our one side, and then same with the other, our second side. Then you're not trying to fuss and line up other things. And before we glue that on, we're going to take our twine. And I'm just going to go and I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to criss it in the back like so. Just like that. And then all I'm going to do is take some liquid glue. You could use Scotch tape. I just like using the liquid glue. So I put some liquid glue down, and then all I'm going to do is stick it in there without trying to get all my fingers in there. Probably cut this first and stick that in there. There. Flip it back over. And then where it's the glue, I can manipulate my string, and I want it to more of an X. Just like that. And there we are. So we're going to stick that underneath of our sentiment piece. So I'm going to just take some more liquid glue. Just where I'm sliding something under, I find it works better. Just put a little. So I line this up to where approximately I want it. And I'm kind of putting this in, but not in the center, off to the side. And I'm sticking it under just like that. And just push it down. And with that liquid glue, it will keep like that. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go and I'm taking, I think it's like the sea glass or like a teal kind of color of the dots, and we're going to use 2 big ones and a small one. So I'm going to put one down here, a big one, and a big one up at the top, and a small one just underneath the S. Just like that. I just wanted to give it a different poppy color. We've been using a lot of pinks, a lot of grays. I just thought a little pop of teal blue color would be nice in there. And flip it over, and we're going to add in our dimensional or a 3D tape to give it the dimensional. And I'm just cutting it in just squares. You can use strips, you can however you like. And peel off our backings. And then our last step is to go and place this down on top of that. So just like that. And there we have it, our thank you so much card. Very nice. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I can see the thank you where we embossed it. So that is our 3rd card, and just a sneak peek of our 4th and final card of this online workshop is a Mother's Day card. But serious though, happy Mother's Day, love you. So come back for our next video. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out. Happy card making.